Clan Keith is a Scottish clan, whose chief historically held the hereditary title of Great Marischal of Scotland. History. Origins of the clan. The place name Keith comes from a Cumbric form of the modern Welsh Coed. A warrior of the Chatty tribe is said to have killed the Danish general Camus at the Battle of Barry in 1010. For this valor Malcolm II of Scotland dipped 3 fingers into the blood of the dead and drew them down the warrior's shield. The warrior was thereafter named Marbot Cher Chamwi, which meant the Camus slayer. The chief of the clan Keith has borne the same 3 lines on his shield ever since. It can be found as early as 1316 on the seal of Sir Robert de Keith. King Malcolm's victory at the Battle of Carn in 1018 brought him into possession of Lothian, and the lands of Keith in Lothian were subsequently held by the Camus slayer. It is from these lands that his progeny took the name. A Norman adventurer named Harvey married the native heiress of Marbot Cher, and in about 1150 David I of Scotland granted her a charter for the lands of Keith. In a charter of 1176 the son was styled as Marischal of the King of Scots. The Marischal was charged with the safety of the king's person within Parliament, and was also custodian of the royal regalia. Wars of Scottish independence. In 1308 Robert the Bruce granted the royal half-forest of Aberdeenshire to his friend Robert de Keith. Here the Marischal built his castle. His nephew was William Keith of Galston, who returned Bruce's heart to Melrose Abbey after the death of the Sir James Douglas at the Battle of Teba, in Andalusia. Bruce confirmed to the family the hereditary office of Marischal by a charter of 1324, and Sir Robert de Keith had commanded the Scottish cavalry at the Battle of Bannockburn. The office was held upon the condition that they bore the ancient arms that they had inherited from Marbot Cher Chamwi. Sir Robert Keith, the Marischal, escorted the young David II of Scotland when he fled to France to escape the usurpation. Edward Balliol. 15th century and clan conflicts. The clan Keith were often at feud with the neighbouring clan Irvine, and in 1402 the clan Irvine are said to have attacked and defeated an invading war party of the clan Keith in what was known as the Battle of Drumoak. Sir William Keith, the Marischal, who died in 1407, married the heiress of Sir Alexander Fraser, and in doing so added great estates in Buchan, Kincardine and Lothian to his existing patrimony. William's brother, John Keith, married the Cheney heiress, which brought the Keiths massive estates in Inverugie as well as Inverugie Castle, which later became the seat of the clan chiefs. 3 of Sir William Keith's children married children of Robert II of Scotland, while another daughter married Sir Adam Gordon, ancestor of the Earls of Huntly. In 1458 the 3rd Lord Keith was made Earl Marischal, and was the only peer to be styled by his office of state. A branch of the clan Keith who inhabited Caithness fought at the Battle of Tannock, where they assisted the clan Mackay against the clan Gun. They later fought another battle against the Guns, known as the Battle of Champions. This battle was fought between 12 men of the clan Gun and 24 men of the clan Keith. All the Guns, including the chief of the clan, were killed. However, Keith of Achigill was soon after killed by the Guns in a revenge attack. 16th and 17th centuries. William Keith, 3rd Earl Marischal, along with the Earl of Glencairn, invited John Knox, the religious reformer, back to Scotland in 1559. William Keith, 4th Earl Marischal, founded the Marischal College in Aberdeen. George Keith, 5th Earl Marischal, undertook the embassy to Denmark, which resulted in the marriage of James VI of Scotland to Anne of Denmark. After Charles II of England was crowned in 1651, William Keith, 7th Earl Marischal, was captured and imprisoned in the Tower of London. He remained there until the Restoration, when and the king appointed him a privy councillor and later Lord Privy Seal as recompense for what he and his family had suffered in the royal cause. After Charles's coronation, the Scottish crown jewels had been hidden on the Keith lands, and as a result Marischal's brother, John Keith, was created Knight Marischal and Earl of Kintore. 18th century and Jacobite risings. George Keith, 8th Earl Marischal, was appointed a Knight of the Thistle by James Francis Edward Stuart. During the Jacobite Rising of 1745, the Clan Keith supported the Jacobite cause. As a result, George Keith, 10th Earl Marischal, along with his brother James, forfeited the lands, castles and titles. However, the two Keith brothers played a part in continental affairs during the 18th century, with the Earl being one of the very few Jacobite knights of the Garter. He also received the highest order in Prussia, the Black Eagle, while his brother James was given Russia's Imperial Order of St. Andrew. Modern history. In 1801, the Lord Leon, King of Arms, recognized Keith of Ravelston and Dunnottar as representative of the Marischal Keiths, and his nephew was dubbed Knight Marischal in 1822 for George IV's visit to Edinburgh that year. The 9th Earl of Kintore was flamboyant and decimated the Kintore estates. However, Ian Keith, 12th Earl of Kintore, promoted the clan internationally and appointed a staunch Hyde to preserve the history and traditions. The current chief of Clan Keith is James William Falconer Keith, 14th Earl of Kintore. Castles. Keith Marischal House, 3 miles south of Pencateland, East Lothian, is an Elplam tower house that dates from the 16th century. It is on the site of an earlier castle that was built by the Keiths from the 14th century. Dunnottar Castle stands on a cliff-girt promontory above the sea a couple of miles south of Stonehaven, Kincardineshire. There has been a stronghold there since the 12th century, although it was held by the Keiths from 1382 after they exchanged the property of Struthers with the Clan Lindsay for Dunnottar. The present ruins at Dunnottar include a tower, courtyard, chapel and the entrance to the castle that is up a steep ascent through a tunnel. Donald, King of Scots, was killed there in 900 and William Wallace captured the castle from the English in 1297. Mary, Queen of Scots, stayed at the castle in 1562, and James Graham, 1st Marquess of Montrose, unsuccessfully laid siege to the castle in 1645. William Keith, 9th Earl Marischal, entertained Charles II of England at the castle in 1650, and the Scottish regalia was kept there when Oliver Cromwell invaded in 1651. Cromwell besieged the castle in 1652, and it only capitulated after 8 months by starvation and mutiny. The castle garrison had then been commanded by Sir Robert Keith, a 4th son of the 6th Earl Marischal. The castle was held for William of Orange in 1689, and many Jacobites were imprisoned in it. The Duke of Argyll partly slighted the castle after George Keith, 10th Earl Marischal, had supported the Jacobite Rising of 1715. Keith Hall in Aberdeenshire, once known as Carskeban, is the current seat of the chief of Clan Keith. It is a Z-plan tower house dating from the 16th century. Thatteresso Castle passed from the Clanstracan to the Clan Keith chief, Earl Marischal, during the early 14th century. Ackergill Tower, a couple of miles north of Caithness, is a tower and mansion that dates from the 15th century. It rises to 5 stories and was originally held by the Chains but passed to the Keith Earls Marischal in about 1350. The Keiths who inhabited Caithness had a long and bitter feud with the Clan Gun. In 1556 the Keiths were besieged in the castle by the Clan Sinclair before eventually selling it to them in 1612. Sir Robert Keith of Benham had also once attacked the castle during a family dispute. Bibliography. This article incorporates text from a publication now in the public domain. Chisholm, Hugh, ed. Our article name needed. Encyclopaedia Britannica, Cambridge University Press. References from the 1911 Encyclopedia. See Calendar of documents relating to Scotland, edited by J. Bain, Peter Buchan, an account of the ancient and noble family of Keith. Memoirs and correspondence of Sir Robert Murray Keith, edited by Mrs. Gillespie Smith. John Spalding, Memorials of the Troubles in Scotland, 1624–1645. Sir Robert Douglas, Rev. John Philip Wood, The Peerage of Scotland, GEC, Complete Peerage, Volume IV. Homer Dixon B. The Borderer Riding Clans and History of Clan Dixon, Albany, New York. Joel Munsell's Sons, publishes 1889. Alexander Nisbet, Nisbet's System of Heraldry, published in Edinburgh 1722. Frank Adam and Thomas Innes, The Clans, Septs and Regiments of the Scottish Highlands, 1934. Chris Brown, Robert The Bruce, A Life Chronicled, Tempest Publishing, Stroud, 2004. ISBN 0-7524-25757. Liber S. Marie de Calcia, Registrum Cartarum Abbasitanensis de Kelso, 1113–1567, 2 vols. Bannatyne Club, Edinburgh, 1846.